And I promise you, kid, you'll get so much more than I get. Yeah, I just haven't met you yet. Man, I love that song. I love Michael Buble. I think I speak for a lot of Vancouver Canucks fans. Even, look, non-Canucks fans. People who are just here in Vancouver or in Burnaby. We love Michael Buble. What a total legend he is, right? But the reason we are making this video is because of Michael Buble, and it's the second time I'm going to be able to use that Michael Buble PNG in a thumbnail, because turns out there's a pretty hot discussion going on social media in regards to Michael Buble and in regards to the Vancouver Canucks. Now, I'll open this video up by saying that social media and us having peer-to-peer communication can both be a good thing and a bad thing. I think it's awesome that I have the opportunity to speak into a microphone what I think about the hockey teams that I cheer for and actually have people listen. I will always be grateful that this is my full-time source of income, and it has been for the past 5 years. That is so amazing to me, and I literally could not do this without you, the people who watch and who interact with these videos. But at the same time, you can say that maybe from the perspective of NHL franchises in general, maybe this attention and this ability to consistently communicate, whether consensual or not, with other folks online, maybe that's a bad thing. Which is why we're going to get into a philosophical discussion about the team today. Let's start out our talk by going over what Chester Mang tweeted out. This was a clip from Halford and Bruff from earlier on Monday. The comment from Bruff goes out there and says this: "Some folks will be like, typical Vancouver media, ripping the Canucks. They're going through a tough time. Show some support. Why don't you, as a fan, ask for more? Why don't you expect more from a team that you put your time, money, and emotions into?" Obviously, Bruff is targeting fans that will have a bone to pick with anybody who is a little bit negative at this time in Vancouver's difficult season. Oh, you're so harsh on the team. Oh, they're going through injuries. Oh, it's actually okay. Oh, why are you so hard on them, etc., etc., etc. And I'm not saying that it's right or wrong to critique your favorite hockey team. I'm not saying it's right or wrong to have standards or to not even have standards. If you're just a chill fan who's like, Canucks are playing today, let's see what happens. They lost. Okay, that's all good. Let's watch the next one when it comes on. And you don't really care too much about the numbers. You don't care about who wins, who loses, or how well the team does. You don't even care if they win a championship. You just have the game on in the background when you're doing something. That's totally fine. And it's totally fine as well to be in the opposite perspective, where you want the team to succeed. You want to see them get the best results they can. You want to see everything work for this franchise. You have standards that are hard to beat because they are, admittedly, pretty high. But we had ourselves an extended discussion about fans like this one, posted by Chester Mang in response to the Halford and Bruff clip. Apparently, Elias Pettersson refused to do media on Sunday night after the Calgary game, and Quinn Hughes refused media on Thursday. The organization's belief that the media is somehow an enemy to its success is one of the most embarrassing things that's been instilled in the current generation of players. And then there was a reply, "What are your sources?" Bruff said the PD thing on air, and someone in the media told Chester about Thursday and Quinn Hughes. Now, you can debate whether or not that's actually a big deal or not, but I actually do think that this bears a little bit of attention here. Another reply goes out there and says it's disappointing to see that the professionalism of the Sedins has clearly not flowed downwards. Because I don't know if you noticed, but Hank and Dank, they were always in the media, always answering questions. They didn't treat the media like a battle. They didn't go out there and make argumentative or nasty comments subliminally or otherwise. They just shut up and they answered the questions that they needed to. It was a part of the job. But now we're having folks on the team refusing to do media after bad games, and it reflects, I think, very poorly on the team itself when you try to analyze it from their point of view, what their thoughts are on the way the team is portrayed in the media and how it's responded to by the fans that watch and listen to it. And this is where we get into Mr. Michael Buble himself, because you had Buble responding to Vancouver Canucks thoughts on the latest Canucks Army Instagram post. Thomas Drance went out there and posted the tweet with the comments made by Buble. I'm going to censor some of these because there is a swear word in there. I don't want that to show up on the YouTube video because it might be bad for the algorithm. But Michael Buble went out there and spoke out against Vancouver Canucks fans talking about the Canucks situation on Canucks Army's Instagram page. He said, "Reading these comments sucks. What a crap fan base we are. With fans like us, karma will always give us what we deserve." And then there was another reply. This one doesn't have any swears, so I'm going to go out there and read this one here. Michael Buble said, "No one in management can be blamed for what happened with JT Miller, or the amount of injuries and bad luck that the Vancouver Canucks have had to go through. They've drafted pretty well, and if Quinn doesn't want to resign, that's not their fault either. They're dealt the hand and they play it. I like the management team, and while I hate losing like this, I see a lot of light at the end of this tunnel. Great young decor, up-and-coming goalies, and some very good players who want to be here. Might be a crap year." Oh, he does go out there and swear in it. Okay. "Might be a crap year, but I think we're going to be okay. Jim has won at every level, Calder, Memorial, Stanley Cups. The guy knows how to win. Let Toronto and Oiler fans panic. I think very soon, the Canucks will be the team to beat. And then the world can hate us again as the cocky a-hole fans we were meant to be." And I will say, that is quite inspiring from the old Michael Buble. It's a pretty good, feel-good sentiment behind it. But I think what Buble is lacking in this thought that he portrays is just where a lot of fans are coming from at this stage. I think a lot of the angst and frustration that Canucks fans have in this moment directed towards the team is because of all the mistakes that have led up to this point. Not the injuries specifically, but the inadequacies of this roster that were already on display even before the injuries struck. Hey, the Vancouver Canucks shelled out all this money for Lankinen. They shelled out all this money for Demko. Even though Demko was never really a guarantee to being healthy in a way that you would expect a starter to be healthy for, it was the lack of addressing the second-line center need. It was the over-reliance on Filipedal. It was leaving out Pia Suter and getting Evander Kane. It was all these decisions that are going to have to be backtracked, and how trades in the past are still impacting the team in the negative way today. The Oliver Ekman-Larsson trade is the worst trade the Vancouver Canucks have ever done. And despite the fact that that was a different regime management-wise that was the one that executed that, there's a similar common denominator in all of the Band-Aid solutions the Vancouver Canucks have had, and it is at the top. And you can say that Michael Buble himself is maybe either biased or whatever, he's friends with the owner or something like that. You could say anything you want. But at the end of the day, I think there is a reasonable outburst of angst from this fan base, and it comes with the failure that is the Vancouver Canucks' level of success this year. They're one of the worst teams in the league. And that's not even to dismiss Buble's point here. He's talking about, oh yeah, they do have a young decor. There are some good young goalies in the system. There's talent there. But now we're looking at the Vancouver Canucks in 2025 and saying, yeah, no, the roster they built for this season is a failure compared to what they thought it would be. And I wanted to go out there and read some of the comments. Todd Naslin says, I love his delusion, and he's kind of right. There's a path to a brighter future, but the fan base doesn't trust management or ownership to do it properly. If they just collect picks and bottom out for 2 years, the future looks good, but the question is, will they do it right? Drance then says, I see very little that's more than cope, and the notion that fans should just tolerate what they're given because you don't deserve better blows my mind. But I respect any fan posting through it online. You then had yourselves Wyatt Arndt going out there and saying, I never thought that cashews and Michael Buble's philosophy on karmic justice would play such a prominent role in the Canucks season. Yeah, that's right. We're talking about Adam Foote and cashews. We're talking about Michael Buble and karma. I want you to let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. How do you feel about the situation at hand with the Vancouver Canucks, and do you think this is starting to get to people? The angst, the overall sentiment of this team, the doomerism, how badly everything feels to be as a Vancouver Canucks fan right now. Do you think that's starting to get on people's nerves? You can let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I hope you enjoyed this video, and bye.